Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Spiritual Journey podcast. My name is Nimesh and I'm your host. I always love starting every episode by saying thank you. I feel so blessed with this podcast. The people it reaches, the impact it has, the messages I get so often that people find this podcast when they need it most, and you feel like we're talking to you directly, and I love that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're a regular listener, welcome back. Thank you for your support. If you're new, welcome. And if you have any feedback, please do let us know. And if this episode resonates, please do like, share, comment. I am an Akashic record reader, Akashic trainer, podcast host, podcast creator, as well as spiritual coach and mentor. And what I get to do is I get to guide you on your journey. I get to hold your space while you're going through a shift. Never tell anybody what to do, but I guide you using intuition and Akashic records and so many other tools. I have a beautiful mentorship program that I channel through the Akashic record, which holds your space over a 14-week period. I've recently included Akashic training into the program as a promotion. So if my voice resonates, you want to find out more, book a free discovery call. The amazing thing about this podcast is I get to interview so many amazing guests, and I'm excited to have Anja with me today. I don't know how long I've known Anja, but it feels like lifetimes. But she's such a beautiful, light soul. I'm excited to have her here. So Anja, I'd love for you to introduce yourself. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nims. First of all, thank you for invitation. I feel so good.
I love
So
it.
good in
You're
this
welcome.
space. My name is Anja, and I come from Slovenia. Slovenia is the only country in the world that has love in its name. I always say that.
Nice.
And I'm an energy activator, purpose mentor. And what I really, really like to do is I really like to support empaths and highly sensitive people to remember how it is to be a badass leader. So I help them ignite that inner fire and set boundaries and really, really step into their power. To start leading themselves and also everything, around themselves, because we are creators.
Wow. I love it. I love it. And no one's ever mentioned in Love's in the Name Slovenia. I love it. It's so beautiful. So I was love kind of started talking about current energy for me. And by the way, so everyone knows, we're recording this on the day after summer solstice. Obviously, if you're in the northern hemisphere, if you're in the southern, it's winter. But I love the energy and the vibration of a new season. I feel like we're kind of closing out a cycle of completion where we were all kind of consistently going through closing karmic cycles, and we're kind of entering into, for me, a season of new beginnings. And I feel like the planet's shifting, and I feel like everybody's individually going through their own thing. And I talk a lot about shifting from divine masculine to divine feminine, so shifting from all about the head to the heart. And I feel like a lot of people are shifting. I'm just curious, what are you seeing in your world? Are you seeing the same? Are you seeing people shifting? Anything you want to share?
Yeah, absolutely. I can see a lot of different energies that are merging. And what was important for me, for example, in the last few months, is exactly this. So that the awareness that, it's not only light and love and roses and sunshine, but it's duality, it's everything. So when we embrace that, when we really look at ourselves from this perspective and really accept ourselves as a whole, I felt liberation in that sense. So then I was really able to also support others, and to not only hold the mirror for themselves, but also for myself and for the collective. Because everything what is going on around us, is, in a way, it is the reflection of our own subconscious, of our own, deeper levels. And when we talk about it, when we are aware of it, when we are not ignoring the fact that we are this whole being, consciousness that carries everything, that reflects everything, Yeah, I think that's really, really powerful for individual transformation, but also for collective transformation.
Nice. And you talked about, yeah, kind of this life being, if we could, being all loving and all. I guess what I the two things that always reminds me of is, one is, who decides what's good or bad for us, right? What feels good for somebody may feel bad for somebody else, and also we chose to be human, and with that comes, some painful experiences, right? It's our painful experiences that expand us, and I love the phrase "pain is inevitable, suffering is optional," because we every soul that chose to be here has chosen, I feel, a really expansive life because of the shift the planet's going through. But I'd love to hear more about your journey. Kind of anything you want to share about your journey. What brought you to be this light that you are today?
Wow. Well, my background, professional background, is in HR and headhunting. So I was in corporation, in corporate environment. And then in 2017, I had my first past life regression, the experience. So when you kind of tap into this energy, when you experience something like that, when you experience that you are this eternal being, um, you cannot just delete that. Like you cannot go back. Like something shifts. And, when you experience something profound and you think, oh my gosh, now my life is becoming a fairy tale, it will become a fairy tale. And you have all these expectations, what will follow. But in reality, everything collapses. So that was kind of, and it was not only one time. That was really interesting, in my story, because with a lot of people that I've been talking to, they had this profound experience, their life collapsed, and then, they rebuild everything. And then it's like, you know, I'm super happy, I'm enlightened. Well, it was not like that with me. I mean, it was
Sure.
ups and downs, so many, I'm not gonna say fails, but collapse, and but every time when I started rebuilding, I realized that it was not from the beginning. It was not from ground zero, but it was from, much
Because you
higher
raise your
level.
vibration. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So now I'm on this level, or state of being, that I can honestly say I'm so grateful for my life. I love my life, and I have enormous love for living here on earth, even though I know a lot. I'm still clueless, but I have experienced a lot also during my plant medicines journey, because I've been on a very intense, let's say, like 2 years of sacred medicines journeys. And yeah, like my awareness expanded, consciousness, I met a lot of different beings, and I am aware in a way, what's going on around me. But I'm so, so, so grateful that I live here on planet Earth, and I learn how to be in my body. I'm still learning though, like, we all are,
Yeah.
and grounding and really living the human life. So I stopped communicate, not stopped, but I'm not really focusing to communicate with multidimensional beings so much, yeah, but I'm more like, I want to experience here, like I want to communicate and connect with human beings, and
Okay.
and really seeing them, recognizing them, connecting with them, and then we can create beautiful, beautiful things.
Beautiful. No, I love that. I mean, we did choose to be human, right? So, connecting with humans. I have to say, for me, I like a mixture. I like to connect. I like to communicate with all beings, and because sometimes too many humans can be intense, because we're all going through a shift, right? There's an energy and a vibration in all of us. So, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting time. I'd love for you to just share more about how supported you felt during that time by your guides? Kind of what experiences did you have going through all these shifts? Because you said, I think you said 2017. I feel like a lot of us started a cycle of shift and change and rebirth during that period. And
Yeah.
what experience did you have with the support from your guides and the universe, whatever you want to call it?
Yeah. Like I said, when my life started collapsing, of course, I was like, why? Why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? And I wasn't really, I'm not going to say resentful, but I wasn't really happy about
Because
my,
there's an expectation,
guides
right?
and
Yeah.
yeah,
When we have these breakthroughs,
exactly.
like, oh, everything's going to be great, but it's more of an
Exactly.
opening.
Yeah. But then, like, when I really started connecting to myself and, what is interesting, in my case, like when I had this sacred medicine journeys, yes, I saw, dragons, I saw spaceships, I was communicating telepathically with different beings and, channeling information and all that stuff. Um, but I never, for example, when I ask, like, okay, who is it? It was always either like source or me, like nobody really introduced, hey, I'm Jack from sixth dimension, or hey, I'm, this and this. And I was like, okay, but then of course, some energies, I also encountered some energies that were not really yeah, I would say like light or dark. I usually I'm
Mm,
not using these words, but it was like it didn't feel so good. So I really learned how to discern, how to use discernment, because when you're open, a lot of energies are trying to enter your energy field, and maybe they are not really supporting
mm,
what you are doing, or who you are. So yeah, that was also very powerful, but very, very, very useful. And I'm also very grateful for that experience. Yeah. Because now I can also, based on my experience, I can tell people like, hey, you know, it's very important that you connect to yourself and really ask your body, like, is this true? Like what is coming through?
yeah.
So how do you feel when you receive that information? Because in the beginning, like I just absorbed everything, like every single download, every single idea, everything. Oh my gosh, like I'm, this important catalyst, or like I'm so cool, everything is coming to me. But yeah, it's not like that. Like in a way, I also, there was a period of time that I actually like became, trapped. Like I became slave of my own creation. And I was really exhausted. I couldn't deal with it. Like there was so much information. But then it's like, hey, stop it. I just want to receive this. Or like, I mean, it's, you are setting the rules. Yeah.
Mm,
Especially what is coming through your body, your energy body, your system. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was very, like when I started setting boundaries, that was incredible. Then it was really, really helpful, and shifts were really fast. Synchronicities, like people were showing up in my life. Of course, there were guides and, mentors, like energy beings, in human form. And yeah, like now this is just like my reality. This is standard. It's not just like one time, or like, oh, when it's gonna happen again. Every day, every day, Nims, every day now. So I'm just flowing in this and like expect unexpected.
I love it. I love it. And actually, some important points you made there. One is sometimes we get hung up on the names of our guides and what do we call them. And
Yeah,
I mean, apart from, I recognize some of them. I mean, it's like I have a couple of, like my dad's a spiritual guide and my mentor that was here, but there's so many other energies and vibrations. I don't need to know their name. What is it? Does it matter? And I get the feeling that sometimes the names we probably won't be able to pronounce anyway. But also setting boundaries. It's like co-creation. Not
yeah,
all of our guides have been humans, so they don't know So we've got to. It's like sometimes we feel like our guides know everything. No, it's a partnership. They need us to be human just as much as we need them to be with them. So, and anything dark we experience, I don't really talk about that because we all have light and dark. I mean, I love the night. I love the. I mean, we're recording this in the morning UK time, but I love the night. You know, I love the full moon. So it's like light and dark is just for me, it's a perception. But training yourself to recognize humanly and also in the other realms, the energies that support you, the energies that don't, I feel like
Mm.
is really important. So I thought that was really an important point. And also, you know, once you open the doorway to this journey, once you increase your awareness, doors open, right?
Doors are open. You
You,
cannot close them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Eh,
it's
You know,
impossible.
sometimes it's like maybe not recently, but in the early days, I was like, because it's like you become so much more aware, and it's just it's an interesting place, and it's like, you know, it doesn't mean you stop doing, part of my language, it doesn't mean you stop doing dumb shit. You just know that you do dumb shit and you still do it. It's like, wait, what? What am I doing? But the universe is a great leveler. It's a great trainer, and you know, so I feel like you know, many of us have. We still obviously still going through the journey, but in many ways we're the bridge, right? We need to kind of shine our light while we're still going through a shift. Maybe guide people to that there's a different way of being. So, what would you advise somebody that maybe is feel like they're earlier in their process, going through shifts, you know, kind of
Mhm.
maybe there's a lot of chaos around them. What would your advice be to somebody that's going through that type of shift?
Oh my gosh, I see, I always saw that inner light in everyone. I always saw the potential. Of course, not everybody are ready to hear what kind of potential they are. Like they have to, because it can be overwhelming for them, you know, or they cannot really, they are not ready to see, you know, completely different reality. They are not able to perceive it yet. But I always say, oh my gosh, like you are here for a reason. You are here for a reason. Like just imagine, like there are so many souls standing in line to incarnate on planet Earth, to be present right now in this time when consciousness is shifting and old systems are collapsing. And you know, I'm not saying we were chosen, but we are here, and each and every one of us has incredible mission. And sometimes just presence, just being alive is this important mission that is already creating a ripple effect. And what I always say also to my people, it's like, just look at your hand, you know, look at your hand, look at your fingerprint. Me, for example, you, Nims, or whoever is watching, we have different fingerprint,
Uh,
completely different. We do not have the same fingerprint. And why is that? Because each and every one of us is here to leave a unique imprint in this world. And you know, people like you, me, and so many out there, like we can support others to, you know, to recognize what is that imprint, like what is that something that they can live here as legacy. And each and every one of us, we all have stories. So when you look back, like, you know, just go back maybe a year or two or three, it's like, oh my God, how far I came, you know, like that is amazing. Even though somebody is like in this deep, deep black abyss, but it doesn't mean that he or she's going to stay there, because when you are aware of something, you can change it. So
yeah,
even if somebody is somewhere in dark place and he or she is listening to this, let me tell you, it's just temporary. It's just temporary. You are not here to stay there. Sooner or later, you will be out. And yeah, you are not alone. You are never alone. And we are all here to support each other in these transitions.
it's beautiful, and you know, I agree. I mean, yeah, it's knowing that this is a phase and this too shall pass. Um,
Yeah.
and you know, you are supported, you are held. what techniques do you use to stay present? So if somebody was listening and they're like, okay, you know what,
Mm,
I am going through the shift, and you know, I trust that things will shift, and you know, there's you know, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be, things like that. But
yeah.
I want to know things that maybe allow me to be more present. What would you advise them?
Nature is number one for me, really. Like I spend so much time in nature. Hugging trees. I know, for some it sounds
Okay.
ridiculous, but like I love it. I have this tree. I have been visiting this birch tree, in the forest. Like she's my friend. Like we are so connected. I don't know, like there's something about that tree, but there are so many others. But that tree in particular, specific, like I always go there, I hug her, and I feel this incredible connection. And the other day, I was actually listening to this video. I don't know, did I share that with you as well? Like when you go into the forest and you set the intention that you connect your fascia, yeah, like you're in the human in body, yeah, like your fascia, you connect to mycelium
Mm,
in the forest. The trees can enter your akashic record. So basically, they can enter your soul field,
nice.
and you can ask whatever you want, and you will get the answers from the tree. And I'm also practicing that, and it's so amazing because you
That's
can
beautiful.
feel this connection with everything, what surrounds you. And there is also like when I'm on a walk, when I have problems, challenges thinking, I'm all the time in my head, like when we are thinking. But it's like I have this awareness. I already, I embody that. So whatever I'm looking, whether that's, oh my God, such a beautiful flower, oh my God, this is such a beautiful view, look at those mountains, look at that lake, we are actually looking at ourselves.
Yeah.
So, if we think that something is beautiful, we are saying to ourselves that we are beautiful because we are looking at ourselves. That really helped me, and heart focused breathing. And I'm also a Heart Math Institute trainer. So I practice a lot of this heart focused breathing that, sometimes it's like, oh, yeah, focus on your breath and, count from 1 to 3 or 4 or whatever. I usually focus on my heart. So when I breathe, so I take a deep breath in and I imagine that my breath is flowing in and out of my, heart area, chest area. And when I focus on my heart, oh my gosh, like, I can feel this coherence. Like I can feel that my nervous system calms down, my heart, it's really in this, yeah, synchronicity, like with everything. And what was really powerful is 2 days ago, I also heard, and I kind of, tried it. I kind of upgrade this practice. So when I'm focusing on my heart, I actually try to imagine that I'm breathing through my heart. So now I'm like imagining, nostrils on my heart. So it's like heart, like this energetic heart or physical heart, it doesn't matter. And you imagine that they are nostrils on your heart. And then you breathe and you imagine that your heart is breathing. Oh my God, that's really powerful as well. So there,
Hmm.
I like to play with different modalities, like just like I take bits and pieces, what I resonate with, and then I use it in my own way. But yeah, breathing and nature, amazing. And sun. Oh my gosh. Sun. I love sun. Like sun gazing or just like sun, just being on the sun. Yeah. That's also my
Yeah, and
medicine.
you know, depending where you are in the world, we've just entered officially into summer. So hopefully, even in the UK, it's bright today, it's sunny. Are we gonna have a heat
Mm,
wave this week? So bring it on. But one of the things you said really, I mean, obviously the nature, the breathing resonates a lot, but also whatever you give to what's happening in your world is true. So it's always good to remember that everything in your external is a result of something in your internal. So you
Yeah.
create this external reality, which means that whatever whatever you focus on expands. So if you focus on the pain that you're receiving right now, your guides will be like, okay, you want more pain? Give you more pain. If you can focus on the breathing, the love, the nature, and the beauty of your guides will be like, okay, you want more of the more magic moments, more beauty? Okay, well, it just we can change our reality, but it has to come from inside. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. And you mentioned that you've been on this plant medicine journey for 2 years. So I'm
Mm.
curious, what made you start? Was there something? Was there a trigger? Was there some event? And
Hmm.
how's it going?
I was actually invited by a person that that we started kind of collaborating together, and I had, respect. I still have it. I still respect that person, and I deep trust. And yeah, they invited me, and I was skeptical. I never I never took drugs in my life, and before, but this is like it's not really as a drug, but it is, of course, it's something that you consume,
Sure.
and it's completely different setting, like it's like a therapeutical or like ceremonial setting. It's completely different experience. So my first experience was with MDMA, so for opening, the heart, and that first experience was like pure bliss. I was like dancing around, like um how was it, like I'm love, I'm light, I'm free spirit, I'm love, I'm light, I'm free spirit.
I love it.
That
I
was
love
like
it.
the message I was repeating for a few hours, which was also interesting because in 2005, if we go way, 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 way back, when I lived in England, it was actually my first, I would say, conscious experience with some kind of energy or spirit or whatever. When I was editing MySpace profile one day, and I was like, okay, what should be my username? What should be my profile name? And I was like, okay, who am I? Like, what should I write here? And this very, very, very powerful energy like entered, like the distinct voice, like I can still hear it. Anja, you are free spirit. Anja, you are free spirit. And I was like, I have no idea what does that mean, but I'm gonna use it. And then in 2005, I started using free spirit, the term, but I was nowhere near like spiritual growth or personal growth. I just started using it in online space. But then, of course, yeah, it evolved. Like later, I
Yeah,
also created a company, Free Spirit HC, and I have a tattoo on my back, and like everything around, is like free spirit. So that my first experience with MDMA, yeah, was like I was repeating this. I'm a free spirit. I'm a
I
free
love it. I
spirit.
love it. And
Yeah,
then
but
yeah, and
then
then what
then it
happened after that?
continued.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I started. I mean, maybe I don't know, it was a right decision, not, but I wouldn't really recommend that to anyone, to do it on such a regular basis as I did, because like every month, like it was every month, I went to the ceremony, and then in
Mm,
between I started taking also different,
mm,
other sacred medicines. But MDMA was, yeah, for like 1 year, like regularly, every month. So of course, like when you go deep, deep, deep down in your subconscious, when you go deeper and deeper, a lot of things comes up. They come up, and you have to face it. You have to integrate it. So integration, um, it was not always easy. It definitely was not, because I don't know, maybe you can also give your perspective on it, like how, what was happening in my case, but how I felt it. A lot of things came up. And when I was focusing on that, because of course I wanted to
mm.
face, shadows and everything, like all the emotions. But because I was focusing on that, And where your focus goes, energy flows.
Mm. Yeah, I
So
agree.
so when I was focusing on that, it started manifesting in my physical reality. So it was kind of, like this circle. I was like, oh my God, like I am focused to heal that, but it's
Yeah,
also manifesting in my physical reality because it was such a powerful manifestation. So yeah, it
yeah.
was
I
interesting.
mean, and anyone that's kind of going on that journey, I'd always ask, what's your intention? Because if your intention is to gain more awareness, understanding, um, then great, then do it. But it's like if you feel like you want to accelerate your journey, you want to fix something, and then that's where I feel like the universe kind of teaches us the lesson, right? It's that kind of
Yeah.
nothing needs fixing, everything comes in divine timing. It's always that push pull, right? Do you want to push things by going on this 2 year plant medicine journey, or do you want things to come through naturally? And I want to just, like we talked about earlier, just ask, close your eyes and ask and see how do you feel about it? How do you kind of our physical body is such a natural channel, and do what feels right. I mean, I feel like plant medicine has such a big role to play in our spiritual journey. I feel like it opens up our channels at a deep level. Any experience I've had, I would say it expands where I'm at.
Hmm.
So if I'm at a place where I'm at peace, and kind of just, then it expands my curiosity, expands the journey. It just um I've actually, to be fair, I've never had a bad trip, but if I'm going through a shift, then I'll feel that shift. So it
Yeah.
kind of expands, and I've been with people who have had, if you call it a bad trip, but had an intense experience. But I also know they were going through massive shifts. So it's that, I would always sit with yourself and what are you going through, and what's your intention? Your intention is such a powerful. If your intention is to experience something and to really kind of connect deeper to you, then yeah, do it. If your expectations, you want to fix things, we're not here to fix things. We don't need fixing, right? We're on this journey of healing. So but no, thank you for sharing so openly. And yeah, everybody's on their own unique journey, and whether you choose to do something monthly, or I would just do what your intuition tells you to do. And um for example, ayahuasca is still on my list. But if I do, I want to go to someone like Brew, and I want to do it with a shaman. I want to kind of, I'm going to do it. I want to do it properly, but I've not done it yet. So it's that I'm just curious. I'm not, if I was like, oh my God, I need to do it and I need to, then I would have done it a long time ago. For me, it's just curiosity. The way I look at life is I'm a student. I'm here to experience life, just, and, you said earlier, what word do you use? I always say I know nothing, because I don't, because it's like, we're in this phase where new information is coming through, and all the information I know in my head comes to my history. That isn't going to be what drives me moving forward, because
Forward. Yeah.
we're in a new paradigm. So I know nothing. So when we talk and ask you a question or I share something, I don't claim it to be mine because I don't know where it came from. So it's interesting when you start to focus on um, living this life instead of trying to control it.
Hmm.
That's the thing, just taking each day. I don't feel like, for example, now it's the time to make massive decisions. I feel like it's time to take one step at a time, aligned action, one step at a time, aligned action. But, I'd love for you to share kind of the work that you do with your clients. Kind of what does that look like? And what are you seeing in your clients in terms of the current shift?
Hmm. Yeah. Mm, yeah, it's interesting. Uh, it was really interesting a few days ago when somebody approached me and he was like, I feel I would really like to work with you, but I'm kind of intimidated by your strong energy. And I was I was really, I was fascinated that he mentioned that. I know that I can, I have strong energy for a lot of people, but that's me. This is the
Yeah.
energy I that I share here. And whoever is ready, it will definitely, benefit them, because it is activating energy.
Yeah.
um and yeah, that was the question, like, okay, should I tone it down, like what am I, like, no, exactly. And I told him, like, like, if you don't feel safe, yeah, we can create safe space, but this is the energy that you are getting when you enter this space. And if you feel it, there's definitely, something there for you. So what I always say to people, yeah, just have a taste of my energy first. For example, YouTube, or like when I record activations, because I have a lot of fire in me,
Yeah.
because I am carrying this frequency, to hold their fire, like because they forgot about their inner fire, and I help them ignite their inner fire, their heart's desire, and I
I love
really
it.
take them into their heart to remember what is it actually that they want. Because every time when people ask themselves, what do I want, their mind gives an answer. But when you ask your heart, and I'm not talking about like soulmate or love, or no, 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 it's like this really heart's desire. What kind of life you want? How do you want to feel? What do you want to have? Who do you want to be surrounded with? Where do you want to be? All these questions. So I also have the ability to see potential realities. So when we focus on one reality that they want to, make it happen, I'm not saying that I'm going to make that happen, but I can definitely, support that frequency, support that path. And when they start opening themselves, I also help them to expand their consciousness, to shift their consciousness, to open their field. So when they start open their field, of course, new things can enter their life. Yeah, because when they are closed, when they are looking at the life like this, only one perspective, nothing can enter, and they will not see what is happening beyond that. But
Mm.
when they open their perspectives, when I help them really expand this awareness, what is possible, yeah, then the magic starts happening. And I love hearing stories, and it's like, it's really fun for me. I love it. I mean, I know that I'm really good at what I do, but I'm not for anyone. Yeah.
And can you describe any breakthroughs that your clients have had recently?
Mm,
Anything that you can, obviously without
yeah,
sharing information.
absolutely. What I also do every session that when I start working with somebody, like, we record the session, and then I send them the recording. And I don't know, a few days ago, I also, when we had this gathering with, a few of my clients, and this woman was like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe, it was only 2 months ago that we started working, but she physically, like, she changed, her
Wow.
energy changed, but she also changed. She could see the change, and she was like, I cannot believe that I was looking at the same person. And she usually, when people come to me, it's like, "Hey, I want a career change." Yeah, because I used to be a headhunter,
Sure.
and I used to be, very much involved in this HR world and stuff like that. But then when they realize that career is really the most powerful mirror of spiritual path,
Mm.
because nothing triggers more, like self-worth and boundaries and, shame, guilt, fear, and, how to really show up in the world, and how, that you give permission to be yourself, or you're gonna shrink just because you think you have to, because you are in this working
Yeah.
environment, and everybody else will think that you're crazy. So yeah, when we open that awareness, it's incredible. And people usually, what they say, it's like, "Oh my God, I came to you for career change, but my life transformed, in
Wow.
like very short amount of time." Sometimes it's even after one call, because when, I expand their
Yeah.
perspectives, when they start integrating, they can really start attracting new opportunities, shit, people, and it's magical. And
I
this
love
is
it.
magic for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I love how your energy shifts when you start talking about the work that you do, and kind of guiding people to their light. Your whole vibration, and people watching this, maybe people feel that. Even if you hear it, if you listen to somebody's voice when they're talking about what they're passionate about, you start to feel it differently. And I also agree. It's like the right people are assigned to you, right? Not everybody's assigned to you. Not everybody's.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, pick those that resonate with you at a heart level. Kind of like, how does their voice, how does their vibration make you feel? Because it's
Yeah.
like the head may say, yeah, this person's great, but it has to. Because I know I'm not for everybody. I know that sometimes I should come with a help warning, because when you start working with me, it does feel like a roller coaster, because things start
Yeah.
to shift quickly. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I know that anyone that's come to me has done a lot of the pre-work. I don't mean humanly. I mean they're ready for the shift.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it feels like it's accelerated, but actually, yeah, maybe it is a bit accelerated. But also, you did some of the prep beforehand before you came, and I also know that sometimes I'm not for everybody. I feel that because it's like when you start this work, you see so much more.
Mhm.
You see through the energy and the vibration of, part of my language again, but bullshit, right? It's that. So I know and I feel that at times certain people will avoid me because actually they don't want to. They know there's something happening inside them. They know there's some truth they're ignoring,
Yeah.
and they also know that I'm not going to maliciously call people out, but I'm going to still call out what I see. And it's just like, you
Yeah.
have to be comfortable. And the reason I'm saying this, you have to be comfortable with knowing that you're not here to fix everything. You're here to, anyone that works with you is a soul contract. And it's it's a duality. It's like I heal so much when I am working with other people. And I'm curious if that's the same with you. Do you feel how much you're shifting
Yeah.
as with based on the
Absolutely.
people you work with? How does that feel?
Absolutely. I mean, when I see that people are expanding, I feel that everything is expanding. It's like I am so tapped into this collective consciousness, if the word. But when I see that somebody is expanding, it's like showing up, like really, like they are shining in their light, and the consciousness is expanding. I am expanding because I'm that consciousness. So, but it's not that I'm doing that for me. It's like for everybody, because I know, we are pieces of the puzzles for each other. But yeah, it's amazing. I love seeing people thrive. I love seeing people thrive.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, like it's just incredible for me. And maybe I can mention one particular example that it
Sure.
could be
Please do.
useful for a lot of your listeners as well, who have their own, or they are starting their own business journey. So I started working with this amazing woman, and we already um, we already created a massive breakthrough in a very short amount of time, maybe like a month or something like that. And we became really connected, really, really connected. We became friends.
Yes.
And I felt that, yeah, I can still support her. There's still something, but I will never convince anyone that they need me. I was just like, like,
Same.
how do you
Mm.
feel? It's amazing. Like, if you want, we can continue. But the thing was also, that was such a amazing lesson for me, because we became really good friends, that limit, like that boundary between professional,
Yeah.
support and like friend support really faded. Yeah.
Mm.
So, and I was like, okay, why do I feel like that? Like, I know that I can support her, but I still want to keep it on a professional level, you know? I want, of course, I want, that the process is there,
Mm.
invoicing, everything. And I was like, I'm just gonna say it. I don't know, like maybe, she will walk away, but I will say it. I have to say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, we became really good friends. But like, if you would really like to, still continue working with me, like the process will not change. Yeah, the
Mm.
price will stay the same. Everything,
Yeah.
everything. And at first, she was kind of in shock, like, which is normal.
Mm.
But then she was so grateful to me. And she was like, I agree with you. I completely agree. And
Yeah.
this is also what I gave her because she's starting her own business, you know?
Nice.
So it's like
Yeah, you
we
set the
are.
example. Yeah, you set the example. I love it.
Exactly. I set the example. Even though like it was also difficult for me, because I had
Yeah.
to face it. Like I had to set the boundary.
Yeah.
And I was kind of put in this uncomfortable position, but it was valuable, like beyond anything for
Yeah.
her as well, on her path.
Yeah. And it was your
So
training, right? It was reminding
yeah,
you of your worth, right? And just no, I love that because when it's hard as when you work with friends and you wanna help everybody, but at the end of the day, that exchange is important
it is very.
for both
And
sides,
how
right?
I yeah, and how I feel it, the less resistance is on the other side, if we're talking about the payment or
Mm.
prices or whatever, the more I can give. So more, I'm more supported. So if somebody is like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. So it's like there's no resistance. Like I can instantly give so much more. Like that's
Yeah.
also my
Yeah.
experience. Yeah.
No, I love it. So, as we start close out this episode, I'd love obviously I include your links in the show notes and how
Mhm.
people can reach you and all that. But what's how can people reach you? What's the best way, and what does it look like?
Okay. They can reach me on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is kind of my main channel because I am in this business world, in
Yeah.
this reality, and also supporting people who are waking up in their working environments or they are, building their own companies. But also I have a school community, Beautiful Badass Souls, that we will share also
Nice.
the link. And I say like that's the place. Sorry about the language, but that's the place where you can co-create epic shit and feel like a cosmic superstar.
No apology needed. I love it. We should all be creating epic
Really,
shit.
like
So yeah.
yeah, it's like supporting really, 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 shining the light on whoever wants to share anything, their mission, their project, products, or whatever. So that's the community. Then I also have a website, rebelsrising.net, which is more focused on people who wants
Mm.
to, yeah, like career change or who wants to, make a transformation. And the tagline is there, um, I help you burn the bullshit so coherence can rise.
That's pretty cool.
so
I love it.
so that one. And I also people can also find me through YouTube. I mean, I also share maybe clips like when I'm on podcast, but I also share the activations. I started recording last year. I started recording these powerful activations, free spirit. I call it high five free spirit soul
Mm.
activation. And after San Pedro experience with oh my gosh, that was so crazy. So my throat chakra got activated and I started recording this powerful activation for like activating humanity.
I love it.
Yeah, it's all about empowerment. There's like a lot of fire. So these are not meditations. It's not for people like, oh, I'm gonna
Activation.
put this on before I go to sleep. Don't do that. It's
Get it.
like really, to start the day, like to really,
Yeah.
really remember how badass you are. So yeah, I also like to share that. And I have, a few bits and pieces also like free
Love it.
master classes and blah like that.
Mm.
But whoever
You?
wants to, yeah, get in contact, they can, and we can see, what
Yeah,
can
I'm
unfold.
sure people can find you, right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, thank you for your light. Thank you for being here. Thank you for I love your energy, your vibration, and your enthusiasm when you talk about what you're here to do, and it's infectious. So thank you for being that light.
Thank you,
And
Nims. You're
I just
amazing
want
as
to.
well.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So, any final sentence, any final word, any final thing you want to share with the audience before we drop?
Yeah, I was always repeating that your past does not define you. What defines you is who you are and who you believe you can become. That's like the first thing. And then the second thing now, it's really that you are not here alone. Like there's always somebody waiting for you to meet you, to support you. You just have to start opening up and receiving and really learn how to receive everything, because the
I love
future
that.
is communities. Yeah, it's not, we are not here to do anything on our own. So yeah, the
Yeah,
tribe is
no,
already around us.
I love it. I love it. And I couldn't. I do feel like this energy we're shifting into is more about collaboration and community than ever before. So I couldn't agree
Yeah.
with you more. And so yeah, reminder: if you resonated with Anya's voice, her light, then do reach out. It's always who knows if you're meant to work together. Who knows if there's a but maybe your first aligned action of the day is to reach out to Anya. And on the same, if my voice resonates, reach out, send me a DM. And if you like this episode, please do like, comment, share. That really does help get to a wider audience. But Anya, thank you for shining your beautiful light. Thank you for being here. And
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
you're very welcome. Sending everyone so much love and light. Enjoy this vibration. Enjoy. It's a blessing for you to be here on the planet. And you're needed, you're wanted, and you're very much loved. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you. Sending love and light out. And bye for now.
Sending love from Slovenia.
I love it.